It has just been one of those freezing weeks, hey? One of those weeks when you think, oh, actually, maybe I will allow myself just a little bit of a treat, just to warm up, a pie, an extra pie, that brioche that you've been eyeing up at the local cafe for a while, or maybe a delicious, hot, soothing, nourishing cheese toastie. And Nikki Wicks has the perfect toastie, or contenders for the perfect toasties for us this morning. Morena.
Good morning. Yeah, toasties. Don't you love a toasted sandwich?
Do you know what? I haven't had a toasted sandwich. Oh, I reckon in 15 years.
Oh my goodness, Jack!
I know
that's
what?
amazing.
Okay, at least a decade. I don't have a toasty maker or anything. Yeah.
You don't need a toasty maker.
No, I know.
You need a pan.
I know. All of a sudden.
But I know.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
What's wrong with
I can
me?
sort of understand. Well,
What am I
I don't know
doing
what's
with my
wrong
life?
with you. You're sheltered. You need to come out.
Yeah.
Hey, but the funny thing is, I act horrified, but to be honest, I probably hadn't had one for a good while either. And then there I was, selected as one of the judges for the Great New Zealand Toasty Takeover. And a bit like you, I suddenly was given the license to have them.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, toasties are so good.
Yeah.
And what's happened ever since that, I've been making them nonstop at home, which is dangerous, of course, because they are a bit treaty.
Yeah.
But I know what you mean. You sort of go out of the habit of it, but they are.
They're treaty, but they're not that treaty, No,
it's just a sandwich and it's toasted.
Yeah, exactly. A bit of cheese in there, a bit of butter maybe. Yeah, a few other goodies.
A few other goodies, but yeah, honestly, there are some great toasted sandwiches out there. And I agree, they do seem to be sort of comfort food that in this kind of weather, it's just the bomb,
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's fantastic. And look, the 12 finalists have been announced for the bragging rights for the Great New Zealand Toasty. So the public can go and have any of these toasted sandwiches in a place near you up until end of this month. So we announced the winner on July the 30th, but all of the toasted sandwiches are kind of up and on offer. And honestly, some of them are great. Can I run through a couple of the ones that I love? Because mostly I love their names. So here's one of them. It's called the BRT, the Beef Rendang Toasty.
Oh, for goodness sake.
And you can get that one at the Occidental in Auckland, which is fantastic. How's this one from Black Betty Barbecue in Hastings? It's a food truck. They call theirs the Corn Star. And this one's got Betty's jalapeno cornbread toasted with 8-hour smoked black Angus brisket, some McClure's pickles, caramelized onion and cheddar sauce.
Oh my God.
Get out. That'll be fantastic. Clairville Bakery, if you're in the middle of the North Island, Goodbye Pork Pie. Now that bakery is something else. It's totally worth visiting. Theirs is local free-range pulled pork, pickles, of course, Swiss cheese, hoisin special sauce, their homemade kimchi, and they're sandwiched between two slices of locally grown Durham wheat sesame sourdough bread. I mean, come on. People have gone all out for these. Last year's winner, Dunedin, they're a finalist again this year. Hungry Hobos in Dunedin. Sweet and spiced pulled carrot, slow cooked pulled carrots in a peanut butter barbecue sauce.
Yeah.
Oh, get out.
That
You see what I
sounds so
mean?
good. Yeah.
So people can go to go to toastytakeover.com and find out if there's one of these finalists near you. But honestly, they're great. But I've got some tips. I've got some tips for the perfect toasty if you're not near to one of those. And some of these might be controversial, but I'm always going on about buying the best quality ingredients that you can afford at any one time. But in this case, I'd have to say the bread, Jack. I don't know about you, but a thick white toast bread will do me.
Oh, yeah. No. Sometimes that's perfect, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of our finalists, they were using beautiful sourdoughs and rye breads and that sort of thing. But to be honest, a thick white toast bread is going to get you there as well. So, yeah, no extra points really for the bread when you're making it at home. Butter or mayo on the outside. Of course, we need something to fry this in. Very much in cafes, restaurants, that sort of thing, you'll find that they use mayonnaise on the outside because it gives it a really beautiful golden crust, and it doesn't tend to burn because it's the oil and the mayo that's cooking it. And as we all know, butter, burns a lot more quickly than oil. I like butter because I love the flavour of it, so I use a bit of a combo. I put a little bit of oil in my pan, and then I butter the outside of the bread. So there you go. Both are good. Fillings, I think you've really got to consider whether you've got too many sort of what I call wet ingredients that are going to make it soggy. So if you're load it up with all of those wet ingredients like too much chutney, tomatoes, pickles can sometimes be a bit soggy as well. You've got to have a really nice dry balance of sort of meats, maybe some onions, whatever else is not going to contribute to that kind of liquid factor in the sandwich to make it soggy. And then the all-important cut. It's just got to be cut on the diagonal. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Because you want to see all the filling.
Yeah,
so
totally.
I do think you want to cut a toasted sandwich, and you want to be able to sort of tuck that sharp corner into the corner of your mouth, don't you? With that first bite. Oh, I love it. Guess what I'll be having for breakfast?
Oh my gosh.
I've got some favourite combos of mine, but if you were going to have one, what's your favourite combo?
Do you know what? I actually really like the tomato basil parmesan idea. I know you
Yeah,
keep it simple
there you
sometimes.
go.
So that's
Yeah,
the
I'm
danger.
with you.
If I can add one tip, I would say don't overdo it. Like pick your flavors,
Yeah.
maybe
Good
3.
on you.
It's like an omelet. You don't want to have 3,000 things in it. You actually want to be able to have that flavor nice and
Yeah.
clear, and that would be.
I agree. I don't even put salads in that ingredient. People put far too many things in there.
Yeah.
I'm a cheese and onion and kasundi girl.
Oh.
So you put that Indian chutney. My mum made me one of
kasundi's
these just
beautiful.
after lockdown last year when I finally got to see my darling parents, and mum made toasties, and I was like, oh, mum, these are so good.
Fantastic. Hey, thank you so much,
Yeah,
Nikki. We will
pleasure.
catch you again next week. That is Nikki Wicks.
The biggest artists in music and all their greatest hits. Gold, streaming everywhere on iHeartRadio. Just search Gold FM.